Welcome to the Chief Architect training video on creating custom cabinets. In this video series, I'll explore custom cabinet door options, creating a crown molding buildup, and the process to create both a crown molding and a custom cabinet door style. If you'd like to get a free trial version of Chief Architect, you can download one from chiefarchitect.com. So let's go ahead and get started. You can see in the rendering here the basic style that we're after and the crown buildup that we're going to create. When you place cabinets in Chief Architect, they come in with various defaults that you can assign to them. If I place an initial base cabinet, these are the defaults that I've used as I've created this. Let's change our camera technique to just a simple line drawing. So when you place that cabinet, you can resize it, you can stretch it, and you'll notice that the door style automatically changes from a single door to a double door. Those are called smart objects. Some people may call them parametric objects. If you double click on the cabinet, there are a variety of options in the tabs above the dialog that you can make changes to. If we click on the front or door style, there are a library of cabinet door styles that you can choose from, including both custom from Chief Architect that would represent most door styles you might find in the cabinet industry, and then also manufacturer cabinet door styles. To begin with, let's explore the Chief Architect cabinet door styles. And we'll just come down into the catalog, and you can find a preview of the cabinet door style. Select OK and apply that, and you'll see it in the preview. So we see the effects of the beadboard cabinet that was placed on this box, and that was used in the Chief Architect custom door library. Now the other way we can change door styles is just to browse into the library directly, and you can apply either a Chief Architect door style or a manufacturer-based cabinet door style. If I scroll down and I find our Craftmade cabinet, in the door styles, we can come in. You get a preview of both the door and the drawer. All you have to do is click on the front of the cabinet, and it will make the changes. Let's zoom in here a little bit. So simply come down, find the cabinet style you're after, and you can easily make those changes to it. In addition to the cabinet door style, you can also change the colors, materials, and textures. So in this case, we have woods and finishes, and you can simply come down here, change the wood finish to a maple. Let's go ahead and toggle our camera back to a render. Or you can choose the finishes down here and apply this either as a paint or a stain mode. And with the stain mode, it actually will allow you to see through the wood grain. So simply click on the color and you can apply it. It's a pretty easy way to show your clients the different options with door styles, get an idea of what they're at. Isolate or narrow down the different door styles and drawer styles, as well as the colors and cabinet wood species finishes. Let's apply a crown molding to the cabinet, and I want to do a buildup of 4 different moldings. In this diagram here that I've created with a cross section of the cabinet, I can control both the horizontal and vertical offset of those moldings and control how they stack. I've also included the dimension details and the offsets required so the installer can easily view how I want this molding applied to the cabinet. On this cabinet, let's go ahead and delete the door style off of it just for the time being. And then we'll go into the moldings. On the molding tab here, you'll notice that we can create both a custom molding from Chief Architect, or we can apply a molding from a manufacturer. Or you can import these molding profiles. They're simply just a DXF file, or draw your own, which I'll show you a little bit later how to do in the video. To begin with, I want to start with a molding that is just a simple square molding profile, and Once I've selected this molding here, I can control both the height and width of that information. So to begin with, I'm going to set the height to be 1 inch. I'm going to set the width to be 1/2 inch. And then I'm going to go ahead and raise that off the cabinet box by the same dimension, 1 inch, as the height of the molding. The horizontal, I'm going to change that to be 1/4 inch. You can either enter in fractions or decimals. So I'm going to move that a minus 0.25 inches off. And you can see a small preview of the way that molding is going to look. It's very small in your panel here, since it's only a 1 inch molding. Let's go ahead and click Add again. And I'm going to go in and choose a crown profile in this case. Let's go back into our crown profile. And I'm just going to choose a simple molding. And again, let's change the height of this molding here to something like 3 inches by 2 inches. I'm going to set the vertical offset to, this is a combination of the first molding. So these compound or aggregate. So let's go ahead and set that to a minus 3 7/8 inches off. Again, you see the profile update. And then the vertical offset, let's go ahead and set that to be 1/4 inch. And you can see the way that that is beginning to look. One more. Let's go ahead and add new. And the next one I want to do is just a simple flat molding. We'll just repeat that base profile that we had before. And let's go ahead and set that to be something like 2 1/8 inch, 1 inch in width. The vertical offset here, minus 6 inches. Remember, that's an aggregate. And then the horizontal offset to be also 1/2 inch. And one more finally. And we'll just go ahead and select that same profile here. And the final one we want to do is make that 3 inches, 2 1/4. And our final offset at 9 inches. And then the vertical, the horizontal offset at, again, 1/4 inch. And so we'll go ahead and select OK. Now you can see the crown buildup. Let's go ahead and toggle our camera view. And I can take a cross section of that with a camera. I can also select this cabinet and make that my default cabinet now. And every time I place a new wall cabinet, it will automatically have that same crown buildup on it. I could save that cabinet into my library as well and reuse it if I have a specialty cabinet that I've done some work with. You can create custom molding profiles or import those from a millwork manufacturer. There may be times where you may want to add a little extra detail if you can't find the exact molding profile you're after. In this case, my crown molding that has the curvature to it, I couldn't find one of those in the library, and I didn't necessarily want to go out and search for one. So what I've done here is I've created, just open this image real quick, I've created my own profile based on a square profile that was already in the Chief Architect library. If you come down and we find that molding 35 that we were adding, let's go ahead and let's place that molding profile here and zoom in. So here is the profile for that crown molding that we wanted. So this is a great basis for what I wanted to do, but I want a curvature in here. I also want a horizontal leg down at the bottom of that molding. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the molding, and you'll find a break option down here in the lower section of the menu. And I'm just going to come in here roughly and create a break. And we'll pull this down here a little bit. Let's turn our temporary dimensions off so I don't see those. And let's just pull this line down. And if I wanted to match that line exactly, I could open that molding up and this line here and get that measurement. I'm going to select this line here, and I've got a bigger square on it, which implies a selection. Once that's selected, I'm going to convert that to a arc. Again, that tool is down here in the lower section of your menu. Select that, and now I've got the change to an arc. Grab this diamond, and I'm just going to pull this up to some radius. If you double click on that, you can actually come in here, and if you want the arc angle to be exact, we could lock the chord here, and we could just come in here and put in a nice round number for that arc information. So once I have the profile drawn, I can simply grab this, add it to my library here, and you can see it here in molding. Let's go ahead and change that to my curved molding. Select OK. And let's close. I'm in a CAD detail. Let's close this CAD detail and return back to the plan. Let's open up this cabinet that we've been working on. And on the Moldings tab, I want to switch out molding, the second one, which had the single line without an arc in it, and I want to change that to be my molding. So let's go back in, choose Select. We'll go to the library over here and find my molding under the user catalog. So here's my curved molding. See the preview of it. Select OK, and I'll probably have to make sure that I remember these dimensions because I may have changed that slightly. So 3, 2, minus, anyways, we'll remember those. So 3, 2, it kept the vertical offset. I just need to change the horizontal offset. I believe that was 1/4 inch. Select OK. And if I take a cross section, let's go ahead and use, we have a camera called a back clip cross section, which is the ability just to create a slice, a small slice. So let's just draw a small slice of that cabinet profile. And here you can see that profile. This line at the top represents our ceiling. This is the cabinet box, and there is the profile that I've created. From that cross section, you can add more detail, as I've done here in this diagram, where I've labeled out each molding, called out the both dimension and offsets as I need to, as well as put the dimensions on there and made it easy for the installer and the millwork provider to see how I want that build-up applied. We've created our custom molding profile. We've also applied doors to our cabinets from both manufacturers and Chief Architect Custom Library. Let's say maybe you're a millwork manufacturer or a designer that wants a unique door style. I've gone ahead and created an S-style door and an offset rectangular door. Let's explore how to do that in the program. I have a wall elevation up, and what I've done here over the top of the cabinet is I've drawn a series of lines, guidelines really, that are in 3-inch increments just to help me as I snap a door onto the front of this. There's a tool in Chief Architect called the Polyline Solid that can be used for a variety of things. I'm going to snap into the corner of the cabinet, and I'm going to snap onto the center of the cabinet for our initial door. If I highlight this door, I'm going to go ahead and pull that over 6 inches and maybe pull it over this way 3 or 6 inches and snap it onto that line. With that in place, I've got the style and dimensions that I'm after. I'm just going to select the door, use my copy tool, and I'm just going to slide that over here. And now I'm going to rotate it so I have the exact size that I want. and I'm going to use a point-to-point move. You'll find that tool down here in the lower left-hand corner. Click on the corner of the door, click on the corner of the cabinet, and place it. And I may just come in here slightly so we get a slight reveal and we can see that off of the cabinet. Now the next thing I want to do is I want to go into the library and place some hardware. And in my user catalog, under cabinets, I've got a hardware category in here. And I'll find a knob that I like, and we'll just come over here and place that. And sometimes it's easier if I split my screen. Let's go over here and split our screen. And I'm just going to place this knob over here, and we'll slide that into place over the front of our door. So you can see where it's located here. It's not showing up on the cabinet, but if you look down below the cabinet, we can grab that and just slide it up into place. You can also double click on that, and if I want to set that floor to bottom to something like 58 inches, I can easily do that. Copy it, and we'll slide it over, and there's our cabinet hardware. If you take a 3D overview, go ahead and maximize our view. Here's our cabinet doors. Use the material painter and eyedrop off of the cabinet box, and I can apply that to the two doors. Turn on our vector view, you can see the way that looks. Turn on our glasshouse view, and you can see through the cabinet. The next door style let's explore is this S-shaped door style you see kind of on the left-hand side of your screen. So again, using the same cabinet that we have with our guidelines, let's go ahead and use the slab tool, and I'll snap it onto the corner back into the center of the cabinet so I have my first door. Now I've also got some guidelines that are horizontal, and those are in 1/3 increments off of the cabinet. And what I'm going to do is select this slab door that we've created. I'm going to use the break tool that you'll find down here in the lower left-hand corner of your menu. Select it, and I'm just going to snap where that break is. Apply a break there, and I'm also going to apply a break at the lower third of the door. Now for each one of these, I'm going to use a convert change line to arc and create an arc for each one of these segments here, and then we'll adjust each one of them as we come back. So I've created that, and now all I have to do is click on that. I can adjust it, and if I double click on the solid that we have, I'm going to lock the cord, and I want that radius to be a nice even number at 12 inches. And each radius that I've got here, I'm just going to open it up, lock the cord, and set that to be 12 inches. That way it's nice and symmetrical. And the final one up here, we'll just come in and lock the radius. Lock the cord, set the radius at 12 inches. Actually, I need to pull that the other way. Sorry about that. Set the radius at 12 inches. So that's how I can go ahead and create that S-style shaped door, and then you can create that same shape. If we take a 3D overview, close our wall elevation, you can see here is the S-shaped door that we've created. You can also see it. Let's toggle on our vector camera, a little easier to see it, and you can set it that way as well. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. Again, if you're interested in getting a free trial version of Chief Architect, you can download one from our website and go ahead and have fun creating your own cabinet styles and molding styles.